Hey there, my name is Maisha and I'm a doula and a breastfeeding ninja and a mom living and practicing in NYC for over 20 years. Today I'd like to talk about birth location, your choices in birth location, namely hospital, birthing center, and home birth. And within birthing center we have in-hospital birthing center or freestanding birthing center and home birth. So let's get into it. Why would you choose one? And as you're pregnant or planning to become pregnant and would like to decide where's the best place for you to give birth. At the end of the day, your baby and your birth are going to really decide where they come out. But it's good to know what your choices are and pick one and see if they want to cooperate with that. They usually do, except when they don't. So you got hospital birth, birthing center, and home birth. And within the category of birthing center, you have both in-hospital birthing center and out-of-hospital birthing center. And no, you don't have to adjust your internet. The little glitches are my neurological condition called stuttering, where my brain makes a decision on its own to affect my speech. Anyway, I'm hot. Where's my drink? Back to birth talk. So, hospital birth is a great choice for a lot of moms. If you are high risk, then hospital birth is definitely the choice for you. How do you know you're high risk? You go get a prenatal appointment and they ask you a bunch of questions, do some tests, and assess that out. If you're not high risk, but you think an epidural might be something you would like, hospital is a great choice for you. If you're not sure if you want an epidural, but you want that there, hospital is a great choice for you. If you think you want something a little more holistic, a little more down to earth with less interventions, and you're sure you don't want an epidural, or as sure as you could be that you don't want an epidural, but you want to be really close to the hospital, then we get into these two things called a birthing center, both the in-hospital and out-of-hospital. And as the name says, an in-hospital birthing center is usually has a more relaxed energy, maybe really depends on the one that you are choosing. Some of them are just hospital rooms with a full-size bed versus a hospital bed, but they have everything else. Sometimes they have a pool that you can actually use. In a hospital room, they may or may not have a pool or a shower for hydrotherapy. But even if they do in a lot of hospitals, you don't ever get to use them. Whereas if it's a birthing center, there's more of a chance they actually get used. When you go on your tour of your birthing place, be it the hospital or the birthing center, if you see a tub or a shower, don't assume that it's something you'll be able to use in your birth. This is an important question to ask. Can I use that? How often is it used? And what are the restrictions that would let me use it or not? And then how much can I use it? How long can I use it? Do you have monitors that can go in there? Or do I have to get out every 20 minutes so the monitors can go back on? And can I push in there, or can I give birth in there or not? Freestanding birthing center means it's not physically in the hospital, but they usually are connected with a hospital. So if you had any emergencies, they would put you in an ambulance and bring you to the hospital. In the birthing center in hospital, you're in the hospital. So if you had an emergency, you would easily just go in the same bed they would move you to the right room or floor to handle that. Again, so if you're in out of hospital, they would put you in an ambulance and get you to their affiliated hospital if you had an emergency, such as needing a cesarean. Home birth is a great choice for you if you know you don't want an epidural and you want a very low-tech, holistic birth experience. A certified nurse midwife, certified practical midwife, certified midwife, direct entry midwife, depends on the state where you live, which ones are allowed to practice at home or hospital. The ones that are permitted to practice where you live can assist you in your home birth and do all your prenatal care, the birth, and the postpartum. If you think you might want an epidural, home birth is not the best choice for you, because then you'd have to get up and go to a hospital where you don't have any history, and you'd be getting whoever was on call to take you, and that may or may not be the greatest experience. So if you think you might want an epidural, home birth's not the best choice for you. But if you're really sure you don't want an epidural and you really want that autonomy and control in your birth, then home birth might be the right choice for you. In a home birth, if there is an emergency, you are then transferred to the closest hospital, either by car or ambulance, depending on what your midwife thinks is most appropriate at that time. Usually in a home birth, when you have a skilled, experienced midwife, they're able to see problems before they're really that bad, and they'll transfer you in a calm way, so it's not a frightening experience. I've been to plenty of home births, and sometimes we do transfer, and that's okay. It's not a failure or anything if your home birth transfers to the hospital. It means we're making a wise decision, and the birth has told us where it needs to be, which gets to my point of you choose your birth location, but your baby at the end of the day will decide if that's where it really wants to be born. So yeah, you could choose that home birth, and then something happens and you end up in the hospital. Maybe you go post dates and then your midwife tells you they want you to be induced, and that only happens in the hospital. Or you start on your own, but you develop a complication where your midwife is more comfortable with you giving birth in the hospital. You plan to have a birthing center births, and you show up and it's full. They don't have any rooms, and they could put you in the hospital. Or your baby comes out in the car on the way, and they decide to be born in the car. Maybe you plan to have a hospital birth, and you get stuck in traffic, or there's a crazy storm, or your baby just comes so fast and they choose to be born at home. So that's what I mean by at the end of the day, your baby and your birth will decide where they want to be born. Feel free to put any questions in the comments if you'd like any more information about choosing your birth location. Have a great day, folks. Happy Memorial Day weekend.